Okay, so today we're continuing area, and we've started area Tuesday, so we've been learning about it a couple days. So who can tell me a couple things that you remember about area that we've been talking about? Allie, what's one?
It can have missing pieces.
It can have missing pieces. Okay. What else, Kelsey?
Some can be shaded, some can be blank.
Okay. Some can be shaded, some can be white. So you need to pay attention to what they're talking about in the problem if they ask you for the shaded or not shaded. Brandon?
You're supposed to look at the question before you do anything else.
Okay. I'm talking mostly just specifically about area. What have you learned? Look at this first problem right here. Can you tell me something that we would do for area on this problem? Kaylee, what did you say over there?
Count the inside.
Count the inside. So it's the squares on the inside. What else have we learned? If I don't want to sit here and count all these squares, what else can we do? Bryson?
So you can count the top row and count down and at top multiply.
Very good. I can multiply. So it's just like doing an array. Rows times columns. But for area, we call it length times width. Same thing as the rows times the columns. Okay, that's just a quicker way than having to count all the squares. Okay, so let's look at number one. Kesha's rectangular tabletop is 5 feet long and 3 feet wide as shown. How can Kesha use repeated addition to find the area of the tabletop? What do you think? Kaylee, how can I use repeated addition to find the area of this? So, no, repeated addition. So I would add 5 plus 3. Is that repeating anything? No. 5 plus 3 is not repeating anything. Aaliyah? 5 times 3? Okay, but how would I do that as an addition problem? Remember, repeated addition. How would I do that? Brandon?
5 plus 3.
No, guys, come on. I can tell we need to go back and review a lot of the strategies we've learned because we obviously cannot remember what we've learned. Gregory, what about you? What would I do for... Okay, so we finally got a correct answer from Kelsey over here in the corner. She said you can add 5 3 times because there's 5, 5, and 5 going across. Or she said you can add 3 5 times. 4, 5. Okay, now is it all coming back to us now?
No. Yes.
Good. If it's not coming back to you, I'm not surprised because you're probably one of the ones who doesn't pay attention in class anyways. How can Kesha use multiplication to find the area of the tabletop? Brandon?
That she uses 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3.
Is 3 plus 3 plus 3 multiplication? No. Aaliyah, what can I do for multiplication of the tabletop? 5 times 3. Not hard. It's already written down. Now, how can we find the area of Kesha's tabletop in square feet? Kelsey?
We could count the boxes.
Count the boxes. Okay. I could count all these. I can skip count by 5 since this is 5, 10, and 15. So what is the area? We would say A equals 15 square feet.
I thought it was 40.
Number 2. Mr. Kerr wants to lay square tiles in his laundry room. He measures the room to find how many tiles he needs to buy. The diagram shows the laundry room. Okay, so here's his laundry room. He's got 4 feet and 6 feet going across. Mr. Kerr multiplied 4 times 6 equals 24 to find the area in square feet of his laundry room. Why did Mr. Kerr multiply 4 times 6? Why would he multiply 4 times 6? Brandon?
You put as 4 plus 4 plus actually 6 plus 6 plus 6, then 4 is 4 plus 4 plus 4.
Yes, that's one way, but why is he multiplying 4 times 6? Javea. Very good. There's 4 squares going down. So we could say 4 squares are the length. And then 6 squares are the width. Okay? 4 squares is the length going down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 6 squares for the width. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's how you find area. Length times the width. Area equals length times width. If the tiles measure 1 foot on each side, how many tiles should Mr. Kerr buy? What do you think, Kelsey? How many tiles does he need to buy for this floor up here? Well, what did it say right here? 4 times 6 equals 24. So if the area equals 24, does that tell me how many tiles he needs?
Yes.
Yes. You're finding how many tiles are inside here when you multiply 4 times 6. And he already got the answer. So yes, he needs 24 tiles for his floor. Okay. Number 3. Mr. Lopez builds a playhouse for his daughter. The playhouse has the dimensions shown in the drawing. How can Mr. Lopez find the total area of the playhouse using the measurements on his floor plan? Okay, this is kind of like the ones we practiced on the very first day. We went up to the board and some of you guys drew a line to break it up, right? Yeah. That's what we need to do here. We can't find the area of this by counting squares because there's no squares on the inside.
So do we need to make squares?
So we have to actually multiply the length times the width by turning this into 2 separate rectangles. So we can break it up 2 ways. I can break it up going across right here. Everybody see that? I would just continue this side. or I could break it up here. So which way do we want to go?
Up and down. You can go up and down.
We want to go up and down. Okay, so we're going to take this line right here and keep extending it down. So now we see two separate rectangles. Okay, I want you to shade this one in and just look at this rectangle. Pretend like that other little piece is not there right now. Okay? So how am I going to find the area of this green rectangle? What numbers would I use? Kelsey?
4 and 3.
Not 4 and 3.
4 and 8.
4 and 8, because look, this 4 goes here for the length and 8 for the width. Okay? So 8 times 4. Okay, we don't want to use this 4 because this 4 is only for part of this side, not the whole side. The 3 is pointing here to this rectangle. And the 7 is for what?
The 7 is for
the whole bottom going across, and we don't need that either. Okay. Okay. 8 times 4 is 32. I'm just going to go ahead and give that to you for now because I'm not worried about your multiplication. I just want you to focus on finding area correctly. So cover the green one up now. And now we have this rectangle. Okay. Now look very carefully. What numbers do I need to use to find the area of the tiny rectangle?
4 feet.
Aaliyah? 3 and 4. Good. 4 is going for the length and 3 for the width. So 3 times 4. What is 3 times 4? Aaliyah? 12. Okay, so now we have found the area of both rectangles. What is the last thing I need to do, Brandon?
You're supposed to times 32 times 12.
Not times.
Divide.
No. Don't guess. If I have area of this is 32, area of this is 12, and I want to know the total area of all of them, what are you going to do, Brandon? Plus them. Thank you. Add 32 plus 12. So 2 plus 2 is 4. 3 plus 1 is 4. So down here where it says what is the total area, right here, we just found the total area. What is it?
44.
44, and then we would say square feet. Okay, how can Mr. Lopez find the total area of the playhouse using the measurements on his floor plan? We're not going to write all that out. We showed our work. We found the area of the big one. We found the area of the little one, and then we added them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
This is going to be the hardest thing you do today. Take shapes like this, cut them into 2 separate rectangles, and find the area of both. Okay, so if you are getting that pretty easily right now, then you should be good today. Number 4. Do you have a question, Gregory?
Yeah, are we going to do this whole page today?
Not this page. You're going to do the second one. Number 4. The top part of the window in Stephen's bedroom is covered by a window shade. The glass panes on the bottom part of the window are not covered. This diagram shows Stephen's window. Use the diagram to answer these questions about the window. Write your answers in square units. Okay, so the first question says, what area is covered by the window shade? How would we do that, Allie? They just want to know the area covered by the window shade. What do you think?
I think the window frames. You see the sides, and there was 3 on the that side and the top.
3? No, not 3. Just the window shade.
2
So 2,
and 5.
5. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what do we do with those 2 numbers?
We type that.
Very good. Thank you. So the area equals 2 times 5, which is 10 square, and we're just going to abbreviate square SQ units. We write the word units when we don't know what the measurement is. Feet, inches, meters. Okay, the second part says, what area is not covered by the window shade? Not covered by the window shade. Kelsey, what do you think we do?
I think we should
Count the white. Very good.
There's 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, and we would say square units. What is the total area of the window? So we need to do what this time? Do I count the shaded? Do I count the white? Or do I count both of them?
Both of them.
Both of them. Well, we already know the shaded was 10. We know the area not shaded is 5. So what can I do with those 2 numbers? Kaylee? Add them. 10 plus 5 is 15 square units. Okay? Pretty simple. Okay, I'm going to read this next one to you, and then I want you guys to try it on your own. I'm going to be walking around, making sure you're showing your work, using strategies like underlining, circling, eliminating answer choices you know are wrong. Number 1, Mrs. Bonner's class plans a garden. The garden will be a rectangle, 8 feet long and 4 feet wide as shown. The students need to find the area of the garden so they will know how much fertilizer to purchase. Which of the following does not describe a way the students can find the area in square feet of the garden? Okay, showing your work, using strategies, answering number 1 on your own. Which one is not a way to just... Let's check and see what we got. Number 1, wanted you to find the one answer that does not describe a way the students can find the area. Well, we know to find area, we do length times width, or rows times columns. Okay? A says they can multiply 4 times 8. So let's just check and make sure they use the right numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So is this true? Can they multiply 4 times 8?
Yes.
Yes, they can, but we don't want the one that's correct. We want the one that's wrong. So we need to eliminate this one. Okay. B, they can add 8 plus 4 plus 8 plus 4.
No.
No, because if you're multiplying 8 times 4, you would do repeated addition. They're not repeating the same number. Okay? That's not going to give you the area. Okay? So B was correct because it was wrong, actually.
What?
C, can they add 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what 8 times 4 is.
And it's 4
Okay?
times.
Okay, so this one was correct, but we wanted to keep that answer because we wanted to pick the one that was wrong. D, they can cover the garden plot with square foot tiles and count the tiles. Yes, that's basically what this shows. They're covering it with square foot tiles. And then we would count all of them. Is that how you can find area?
Yes.
Counting all of these tiles?
Yes.
Yes. So that's correct, too. The only one that was not correct was B. Okay? Number 2, which of the following rectangles has the smallest area? Don't just look. You need to actually calculate it to be sure, because sometimes the shapes can be deceiving. It may look smaller, but it really isn't. So let's do length times width. I see 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3 times 7. Well, let's practice counting by threes. Okay? Everybody hold up your fingers, and we're going to skip by threes, and we're going to stop at which one? The 7th one, okay? So we're going to go 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. So 3 times 7 is 21. Okay? G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times 5 is what?
25.
25. So we know it can't be G. It can't be the smallest. H. 1, 2. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 times 10 is 20. Good. Okay, so now I know it can't be F. J looks pretty big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Okay, so it can't be J. Your answer is H. Okay, number 3. Dennis wants to add a workshop to the side of his garage. The floor plan is shown. What will be the area in square feet of the garage and the workshop? Okay? So he's adding a garage to his workshop. We see that this is the garage right here. So what does this have to be?
That has to be the shop.
The workshop. Good. Do we need to find the area of one of them or both of them?
Both.
Both. Okay. So let's do the garage first. How would I find the area of the garage? Kelsey?
You would do 20
20 times
20 times 9.
9. Good. Okay, let me show you a trick. I'm just going to go ahead and put the 0 down. And then we're going to multiply 2 times 9. What's 2 nines?
2 9 18.
18. So now I'm just going to put 18 in front of that 0. 20 times 9 is 180.
No 100.
That's not our answer. Have we found the workshop yet? No. We just said we needed to do both, right? Garage and the workshop. Okay? Now, Javea, how am I going to find the area of the workshop? Add how many feet? Multiply. So I would do 10 times 6, which is what?
It's 60.
Okay, 60. I'm still not done, though. I have one more step.
Add them.
Add both of them.
60 plus 180.
180 plus 60. 0. 8 plus 6. 14. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Now do we see our answer?
Yes.
240 is B.
This is easy. Yeah.
Anna does now.
I
Okay, last one that we're doing together, and then you will be on your own. Okay? All right, Kelsey, go ahead and read.
Lee's family built a wooden deck in the backyard. The rest of the yard is planted with grass. A diagram of the backyard with the deck is shown. How many square yards will be planted in the grass?
Okay, so let's read that one more time to make sure we understand what we're looking for. How many square yards will be planted in grass? So do I need to know the wooden deck? No, I want you to put an X over it. Do I need to know this part?
Yes.
Yes. Do I need to know this part? Yes, because they're both grass. Okay? So this is a two-step problem. Just like we did here, we had to find the area of both rectangles and then do what?
And then
Add. Okay? All right, so I want you guys to try this one on your own. You need to find the area of both pieces of grass and then add those two areas together. You just need to make sure you're using the right numbers. Bless you. Okay, last one that we're checking together. How many square yards will be planted in grass? So we had 2 pieces of grass. So for this area right here, what did you have to do? What did you have to do for this one right here? Javea? Okay, for this one, yes. So 5 times 5 for this one. That's 1. So 5 times 5 is?
25.
25. Good. Now for down here, I needed to do 6 times 3. Okay. 6 times 3 is? 18. And the last step was to add those two. 18 plus 25. I guess I made this too low. So 5 plus 8 is 13. Carry the 1. 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. So 43. G was your correct answer. All right. So now I want you to take that front page off. That was practice, so you guys can put that in your take-home folder. The second page you will do on your own and turn it into the basket when you are done. Okay, those of you at home, show your work. I'm looking to see if you show your work and obviously get the correct answer. Okay, front and back.